Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it just like the sunrise. We gonna let it rain.
Morning, Tamimi. How are you?
Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain.
Pretty good. Can't complain. I'm getting excited for Christmas for the boys. You have any good plans? How old are you? You have kids? Really, I guess I never really had this conversation with you. You've been around long enough now. I feel like I can have it now. Should I leave? I don't know. You want to have this conversation too, Froggo? I don't think you've ever been completely upfront about it. Huh? Well, Tamimi, happy holidays. Hopefully I have not offended you yet with any of the things that I've done here. This market gave us a pretty giant psych. It's like, wow, look at the crazy drop we just had. And then it's like, psych. Just kidding. Aside from the time I spent. Yeah, that was kind of my bad. I take responsibility for that one. Aside from the time I spent. Although I did have to look it up to get the real easy explanation, but to be fair, it was just a miscommunication between us from the get. So, explain to me again what you think his opening range trade is. I may or may not know pretty much what it is, so I'm just curious how close you are. I promised him that I would never tell anyone what it is because he asked me not to, so that's just what I'm going to do. But I'm just curious how close you are. I can tell you if you're hot or cold, but I'm not going to tell you what it is exactly. Gotta buy Alpine's course. Oh, the cruise ships are moving? Oh, man. I was hoping they would come down. Oh, that's right, because of the earnings. They had earnings this morning. Or, well, Carnival had earnings. You're very hot. You're very hot. Good morning, Zishang. You're early this morning. It's unlike you. Everything okay? You're blushing. What's up, AP? How often does Apex pay you and when? Like, me personally? You talking about the affiliate side of things? The Carnival is, they're up, but they're not up as much as I thought they were based off of that. Oh, you're definitely, no, that's exactly what I was talking about. What are you talking about? In general for payout? So to my understanding, you can request a payout the 1st through the 5th and the 15th through the 20th. And then I think it depends on if you've had a payout before. If it's your first payout, it might take a little bit longer for everything to go through. But after that first payout, apparently everything happens pretty instantly, like within a day or two after you request the payout. I know they just had an issue with payouts being delayed because of all that back end stuff they were doing with the sale or whatever you want to call it, the 1-day pass thing they were doing. Yep, no problem. You're gonna have hundreds of viewers. I was trying to get to stream. Oh, here it is. Pop out. What's the pop out? Gotta get relay Earl. Copy. Live chat. Yes. And for the test, there we go. Rago always has the coolest AI generated avatar looking thingies. Yeah, I woke up this morning and I was just like, Yeah, I figured. when, I, when I saw the market heading back up, I was like, there's no way we're going to. And then, of course, I'm assuming this was news. What is this at 8:30? Unless there was some big earnings this morning, but I don't think there was. There's probably some news at 8:30. Yep. Final GDP unemployment claims. Unemployment claims, they were actually forecasted to be higher, but apparently it was still better than previous. Final GDP was forecast. It was actually a little bit lower, so I don't really know what that means. But yeah, market apparently liked it. Back down to the 1 minute. Put our take profit in. But yeah, from 8:30, that was the news, and then we just kind of drifted up from opening after 5 o'clock yesterday. Literally just slow and steady. I wasn't here. I was returning something, but I came back and I was like, oh man, that would have been a pretty decent trade. This one, I'm assuming, would have worked as well. Of course, I can't check it. Oh yeah, I guess I can. Let's see. Price is kind of far away. Scrolling a little. I don't want to mistakenly get filled here. Oh, slate error. Gotta restart. Good thing I was testing it, because that would have sucked if it happened when we were trying to trade. Need to make one for trading for sign. Oh, gotcha. The avatar. Set 2 orders. There's the bell. Good luck. How many days do we have to pass before the next monthly payment goes out for the eval? And do they stop taking money once you pass? No. They do not stop taking money, and you have as long as you want. So it's from the day you signed up. You have a month from the day you signed up. And then they charge you monthly. And once you pass, no. If you want to keep it, you got to hold it. I don't know. What did this do to me? Did it go down and then up? I was curious. I want to check this real quick. All the prices away from it. Yep, yeah, we would have got filled on that. Once you become funded, do they still pay the monthly? So to fund the account, the eval monthly aspect of it is gone. Oh yeah, hold on, I forgot I gotta change that. Thank you, Froggo. Let me just click one more time. The eval monthly will be gone, but to fund the account, you have to either pay the lifetime fee, which is $140. If you pay that, significant delays detected. Right. If you pay the $140, that's the last thing you'll ever pay for that account. That's it. So if you keep that account forever, you'll never pay another dollar on it. Your other option is to pay $85 a month, and then you just would pay that once a month, and that's it. 573 per contract. So you didn't have a take profit out? Wink, wink. Yeah, AP, having the issue of deciding between monthly and lifetime is a good thing. That means you pass the eval. Could have been a trade here, but I was really looking for it to come test the highs first. Oh, where did you have it? Just out of curiosity. Like how many ticks? So if you trade very slow and you have a max loss and all that stuff, lifetime probably is better. But if you are a little bit more risky like Alpine and whatnot, then it's probably better to just do the monthly. Because if you're constantly blowing accounts, etc., it's actually better to use the monthly because you're going to go through them. And 140 minus 85 is what, $55? So every time you blow one of the PA accounts, that's $55 you saved, essentially. 20 points, right? Or ticks. I think on this account, when I pass it, I'm going to pay the lifetime, even though I said I'd never pay the lifetime again. But I'm trading this a lot differently now. Like it would take a while for me to blow the account up. Ticks? You didn't get filled at 20 ticks? Should have got filled almost instantly. Like, I mean, that's what 15 ticks looks like right now. You wouldn't even have probably had time to get out before it filled. Oh, was this all a ruse? We'll see. The bottom of that move yesterday was, trying to draw it on the chart here, 16,760. So we'd have almost 200 points to go down. Entry was 944. Oh, you were way up here. Even so, I mean, you still should have got 20 ticks pretty quickly. Or, I don't know. I honestly wasn't watching it. Just trying to figure everything out. I just want it to work for you. Yeah, I'm not by any means saying you did anything wrong. I was just curious. Wow, Carnival opened way up. Or well, they're making a move up based off of that early move. Morning dump or pump? I don't know. We pretty much almost made it back to where we were trading yesterday, this morning with the 8:30 news and here at the open. So how many videos did you see on YouTube yesterday of people just absolutely going ape shit over everything that was happening with that drop? Everyone's like, oh my God, the recession's starting. And here we are this morning, pretty much right back up to where we were. I have no trades at the moment. Could have had one here, but I was having the technical issues. Most likely going to dump and then pump again and then dump and then pump again. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We're pretty much right in the middle of where we were yesterday and the low from yesterday. So I'm definitely not trying to get caught in either direction. I'll tell you that. Like, this could be an obvious for science trade, but this could also be a huge dump down to this key level down here. Tell us more about your strategy when you decide to enter trade around which levels. Yeah, it's pretty simple, to be honest. I'm just looking for an extension close to these bands and hopefully away from previous levels. And then I'm essentially looking for a candle that looks just like this one. It's just unfortunate this one happened at the bell while we were having problems. So I'm looking for a big candle up towards the bands. I'm looking for another candle that sets a high, or if it's going lower, sets a low. I really like for it to come back down and then try high again, fail, and then come down. And I put the order out below this candle, looking for the scalp to the downside. And if it were the other way, I'd be looking for the scalp to the upside. So essentially the same thing here. If this candle would have extended and then we got a candle that looked like this, I would then put my order right above this and then look for the scalp back to the upside. That's it. But for science trades, that's like if I were to have an order right here, looking for it to fake lower and then come right back up and then get filled for a scalp. Just like that. That's it. That literally right there, what you just saw, is the for science trade. I'm essentially just looking for them to fake like it's going to break lower, and then they bring it right back up into the range. It happens all the time, like all the time. I mean, it even I mean, you can find this everywhere. Like even here, like look, this touched 3 times. It came back up. You think it's going to be a key level to break back up towards the highs, and then it fakes out and comes right back down into that range. Now, keep in mind, the reason this trade is bad and can be very risky is it will break and go every once in a while. Like it's going to go. Like this is going to be where it breaks and goes back to the highs. This is going to be where it breaks and goes like way down here. So the reason I can't take these trades a lot of times is because there's no obvious stop below. Like if it doesn't fake and come back up, you got to have a stop area. And right now, my stop area would have to be somewhere down in here where I deem an important level, which I don't want my stop to be that far away. Here, this one maybe not so bad because you're going to be using either a line that you drew or like this. To me, there's a pretty obvious line to be above here. But even so, that's still pretty far away. When you're only looking for 15 ticks, you don't want to be risking 15 points, right? So you got to have like an obvious stop pretty close when you take that type of trade, where you always have a stop with that first trade that I explained, right? If you get in for the break of this candle, looking for the scalp lower, you have a stop right here above the highs. If it goes down lower and you get in looking for the scalp higher, you have a stop below the lows. So it's all about having stops. Like you got to have a stop. No stop equals scary, blown accounts. I'm not even looking for trends. That's what I try. I'm trying to react to what's happening. I'm not trying to predict what's going to happen. To answer you, Alan. Above, below previous candle with 1 tick. I mean, yeah, you can do 1 tick. I actually try to go a little bit further than 1 tick because, well, it depends. If I'm doing for science, I don't mind doing 1 tick, right? Because that's all you're looking for. You're looking for that quick fake out, them to hit stops or whatever it is that they're doing, and then shoot it back up into the range. Now, if I'm looking for the break, sometimes I'll put my break down a little bit lower because most of the time when you get the break, if it's a real break, you're going to get continuation. So the 15 ticks you're looking for is not going to be an issue when the volatility is there, obviously. But if it's a fake, right, usually it only goes a couple ticks below. So if you always just do 1, 2, 3, 4 ticks below, you're going to get hit every time, right? And then a lot of times you might get faked as well. Where if you go, say, 4, 5, 6 ticks below, all those times they only go 1 or 2 ticks, which has happened live plenty of times, and then they shoot it back up and it goes higher because it was a fake out. We never got filled, right? Does that make sense? That's kind of what I do when I trade the opening range trade as well. I try to go, like, say the opening range was here and here. I would actually put my orders lower and higher, right? Knowing that we're going to get them. If we're going to get a move, we're going to get them. And I mean, this is a perfect example. I mean, look at what the opening candle did. I wasn't here for it, but I'm assuming it shot down, faked out this lower low here, right? This line was already here. I don't know what from, but it was used right before the bell and then it got used again here. I would have had my order somewhere down in here, right? And we would have never got filled. Had we gotten filled, looking for the continuation down because we put it right under that line, we would have got faked out hard, right? So that's my thought process. And that's just from what I've seen from sitting here watching the market every day, all day. Like you just start to pick up on the tendencies that are happening. Yeah, it looks like there's going to be a ton of fake outs today because, like I said, we're right in the middle of the range from yesterday, that big move. And I think they're going to decide what they don't know what to do. When does the threshold go away? You're talking about the drawdown? Yeah. It goes away when, so for the eval, it never goes away. But when you're on the funded account, it will go away when you get to payout. So, well, it doesn't go away, but when you reach it, it can't go any higher. So you start with 50,000 when you get onto the funded account. When you get to 52,600, your drawdown will be at 50,100, right? That's $2,500. So 52,600 minus 2,500 is 50,100. Now, if you keep going, say you go up to 3,000 or 5,000 or 10,000, like you get the account to $10,000, your drawdown, the threshold will still be at 50,100. It cannot go above 50,100. Take a range trade. The range trade is just for the open. I said I'd start taking those again when we get the 90% sale, because I'll grab another eval and I'll start trading that again. Believe it or not, my very first futures account that I bought, I only traded the opening range trade. And then because what I was doing is I would trade that, I would X everything out and go trade stocks, because I was still trading stocks when I started doing that. I passed that eval and I got to pay out. I actually got to like 53,500 or something like that. And then I ended up blowing the account before I got my payout on the very first account. So I passed the first eval and I made it to payout, and I didn't take the payout right away. And I ended up blowing the account. I shouldn't have blown the account. I should have taken a loss and still been able to come back the next day and trade again. But I made a mistake, and it was a mistake that I made, and it was still from just inexperience of not doing it for that long, because it was my first time doing it. First account, I should say. And I made a human error with my orders, and it cost me the account, which sucked really bad. And and then I started trying to change things, and that actually stopped working for a little while. So then that's what made me start trying to find a different way to trade. And then I realized like that's not a long-term profitability type trade. So then I started trying to figure, like, if I wanted to ever make a real account with trading futures, I had to try to find something that was actually profitable, that wouldn't only be profitable on prop accounts. Because a lot of people, they trade these prop accounts profitably because they're prop accounts. Like every time they lose an account, they're only losing $17 if it's an eval, or $100 if it's funded with the monthly. Where if you were to lose that for real, that's $2,500 you're losing for real, right? So it's a big difference. How come that didn't update? Give me one sec. I wanted to use this as much as I can, but for some reason that... All right. AP said, so we can build to 5K and then have a 2.5K drawdown built in and withdraw profits from there. Yeah. Yeah. That was actually what I was trying to do. I was actually trying to do that with that first account, and then I just made the mistake and blew it up. Tamimi said, what was the mistake? The mistake was, you know, I'll show you. So I was only doing 12 ticks. What I did was, we'll use the top here. So I put my order out to buy, right? And it was out, it was fine. And then I put my order out to sell. But what I did when I was doing that trade, I had a stop loss. Now the stop loss I had set to 50. So it looked like this. Okay? So I had a stop loss like this. What actually happened is the bottom of the range that day was right where I wanted to put my order to go short. So I went like this. So they overlapped, and when it came down to hit my stop, so you know how the first candle can be super volatile. Well, what happened is it came down, or it went up, filled me, immediately faked out, shot down. Before I even knew what was going on, I was pissed because it faked me out. Didn't even think to cancel my orders which I couldn't actually cancel my orders. This is the one kind of flaw as well, because if you hit the cancel order buttons, it's going to cancel your stop loss as well. And I think in the moment, I don't know for sure what I was thinking, but in the moment, I didn't hit cancel orders because I was like, well, that's going to cancel my stop loss. Well, it shot down so fast, right to the bottom of the range, filled my stop loss as well as my order to get in short, and then immediately faked out lower and shot right back up to the highs and stopped me out that way as well. So I had it designed to where I was making $300, but I would only lose $1,500 or so, whatever the 50 ticks is, on a max loss. Well, it filled me both ways, so it ended up being like $3,000 worth of losses and wiped me out. Like with it was like it was like not even a minute. It happened so fast. Yeah, so it came up, filled me, ran down to my stop loss. My orders were overlapped. So even if I had the thought process to come over here and click cancel on the order to go short, I don't even know if I would have been able to because they would have been overlapped. And then it filled me short, filled my stop, and then shot right back up and filled me long, or filled my other stop long. And so I basically took insta double stop loss. My dad is calling me. Give me one sec.
That's why I want to bring.
trying to see it. Next after
Say I'm good-hearted, but I'm just getting started. Got my eyes on the target. No, no. Till the battle's won, till kingdom come. I'll never run. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be
we didn't have a
calling me
chance
royalty. Best to
matter
give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll
one game
see. They'll be
by
calling
100
me, they'll be
lost 5
calling me royalty.
last game. Well, and that's the thing. Yeah, at the end of that last. Like we were almost.
Every time I break, there's just more pain to burn. They'll never, never, never learn. Till the battle's won, till kingdom come. I'll never run. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me royalty. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me royalty.
Told you we were going down. That's why I was pointing at you guys. The way the price action was, you could feel it was going to go down. I actually almost put an order in a short on the break there. But it actually looked like we would have got faked out, but it didn't break the upper candle there. And it worked out. Would have worked out. Now the stop would be too far away. So I'd be looking for an order further down here now. I'd love to see it extend further. There we go. We're breaking those levels, coming back down into that scary range. Now for us to get a trade, we need to see it go sideways and have a small bar. Well, to be fair, yesterday wasn't really a bear day until the very end. Pump and dump, pump and dump. Yeah. So now I want to see it try lower, even though I'm not going to be a huge fan of the stop. If it were to go, it's kind of far away. It's too far away now. We'll wait. Getting a little ugly. Was there news at 10? I don't think there was. Oh, there was, but I don't think it was. I don't think that's why this is happening, because it looks like whatever they were forecasting is exactly what happened. I think this is just add-on from yesterday. To be completely honest, if I know how corrupt the market actually is, this build-up all day afterwards was just people propping it up so that they could then get this move at the open and get out of their position that they were like. They're just trying to get one last little push if we actually are going down. Like, if we're actually going to make like a move down, like if the market's finally ready for that, that's just the big money trying to get out of most of their position as close to the top as they can. Have I ever broke 100? No. Are we close? Holy crap, we are. At 101. Holy crap. Hit the like button, please. Pretty please. Like, there's no way they're real. It's so annoying. Yeah, I know. Like, that's what I'm saying. Doesn't make any sense. I've been telling Froggo somebody's been messing with me for a while now. I wonder, did that break the high of that candle? I'd have to go back. I'm curious if it was a fake out or if it just never got up there. The revenue, I don't know. I haven't really checked. Like I said, at the end of the streams, the views. So like right now it says there's 101 concurrent viewers, but there's right now it says there's only 32 views. So it doesn't make any sense. See if we would have got filled here. Yeah, it looks like we would have. That stop loss is way too far away. Yeah, we definitely would have got filled. Jesus. There's no way I'm taking that trade. It's a, what is that? 60, it's a 17-point stop loss. No, thank you. This is savage. Yeah, it's kind of annoying in a way because, and I wonder if that's like the ultimate scheme behind whoever's doing its plan is like they know that I want to be organic, and yet here we are. Like it kind of bugs me, and there's nothing I can do about it. I can't stop. The only way I can stop it is to not stream. Because how can I stop someone else from doing it to me? Because I'm assuming they just take the URL, right? I mean, there's literally nothing I can do about it. Am I gonna report it to YouTube? Like, it's like selling drugs and someone steals your drugs. What are you gonna call the cops? Like, it's such a crappy situation to be in. It's like, should I be happy because it could lead to more actual people coming in? I guess. Am I happy that it's happening? No. Honestly, I've never really paid attention. Usually around, I mean, sometimes it lasts until I get off. Sometimes it drops around like 11:30, I want to say. Yeah, I have no idea. It always lasts until I get off, giggity. Damn it, Justin. You know, I know we've had our issues in the past, but I'm pretty sure that's not something you would do. I think your morals are a lot stronger than that. I have a strong gut feeling on that. Well, that's what I was telling Froggo. I would have zero clue to even how to do it. I'm assuming it's it's some kind of like coded bot or something. I have no idea. Well, that's what I'm saying. Whoever's watching, it's probably that Wrongbow. You're talking about pump it up here. It's probably that Wrongbow guy. It's like, if you're gonna do it, give me like 1,000. Fuck it. See what happens. Give me 1,000 viewers. Just give me 100. Give me 1,000. Let's just go for it. Chat'll still be silent. I have 4 likes. To be honest, if I'm watching Twitch, I don't message in there. Well, I know, like, if all Alpine's viewers are real, like, there's times where he'll have 300 people in there and, like, there's no one talking. So it's like, I do think about that as well. But for someone like myself who's only had, you know, 20 20-ish viewers as a high, like to just randomly start going to 100 and none of them like the video or say hi or talk or anything. Like, come on. It doesn't get too much more obvious, does it? And it's like I said, it's like, should I be happy about it? Should I not be happy? Like, I don't know. I don't think it's helping with anything because, like I said, the views themselves don't go up. So it somehow they're making it look like they're here, but they're not. So I have no idea. You could go back in time. So before I even read the rest of this, I want to preface this with, I was having this discussion with somebody last night about Back to the Future. I was like, man, in Back to the Future, it's like, screw sports betting. Like, if I knew what I knew now, I'd be looking for like where the current stocks are and stuff like that. Be like, give me that. You could go back in time and spend $100 on a stock option or future, etc. What would it be? You know what's going to happen, of course. Tesla call options? No, I think I would do Bitcoin. Like back when it first started, when you could buy probably millions for $100. Like they were trading for less than a penny. I think you got the wrong idea. It'd be Bitcoin. Stock option or future. Yeah, I guess he didn't say crypto. I guess if it had to be a stock, then it would have to be Tesla. Because GME only went to like 500 or something, right? Tesla went over 1,000. Tesla would have made much more. Because Tesla was a super low price before it went higher, right? Like when they first IPO'd, like what price did Tesla IPO? $17. So they IPO'd at $17 a share. So 17, you could have got in at $17 a share, but you would have obviously had to buy a Tesla call option. But the thing is, you wouldn't have been able to, it wouldn't have lasted long enough, would it? Let me see. I gotta make this higher. Time frame, max available. So they IPO'd, when was this? 2019. Yeah. So most leap options, no, yeah, you would have been able to get there. Say most leap options are about 2 years max. So if you bought a leap option for anywhere near the IPO price, you would have got all the way up to $1,000. Yeah, that would have been insane returns. Scary insane. My friend told me about it in high school at the time. It was $100 and I thought it was a scam. Now he's rich and I'm crying. Yeah, well, hindsight's 20/20, man. And we're heading right back up into that range. Look at that. Insane. Giant psych outs everywhere. Psych! You got a gas station business? Hell yeah, you do. Yeah, Froggo is not wrong. Froggo is not wrong at all. Parlay every sports game ever. So the discussion we were having last night because I said the same thing, but think about it. With stocks, no one can stop you from trading, right? No one, even if someone's like, wait, something fishy's going on here, they can't stop you from doing it. Sports betting, on the other hand, casinos can stop taking your bets. Bookies, after they lose enough, they're going to obviously go out of business. Like you're going to, I feel that in the real modern day casino era that we're in, what Biff did would not be able to happen because the books would cut you off so quick after you take enough money from them that you would never be able to accumulate the kind of wealth that you could if you knew what was going to happen with stocks, right? Like doing sports betting, you would essentially beat everyone out of all their money and there would be no one else to take from, essentially killing sports betting. Just Tim Rich. Yeah, I mean the Powerball thing, that would work too. That would work. Look at this, is literally a V. You ever want to know what a V-shaped recovery is? There you go. Absolutely insane. The amount of shorts that they are just straight up screwing is insane. Think of that move yesterday. The amount of people that had videos on like queued up for probably a month finally got the hit released to the public or public, like just change it to public. And now look at it. We're literally just headed right back up. It's insane. And then right here, everyone's like, oh, nope, we are going down. Here we go. We didn't even get close to green to red. The green to red's all the way down here. We didn't even come close. Now we're going right back to the highs. Oh, what a day. What a day. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to say the market's crazy. If you could be God, what would you do or change? I mean, that's a pretty tough one. I don't know. Can it only be one thing or multiple things? Everything. I feel like it would have to be like subtle things. See, because I start thinking like just eliminate violence as a whole. But then the amount of people on Earth would probably be stupid insane. Steelers lose every game they play. This could have been an entry here, but the candles are too small. Again, we're looking for the big extensions. I mean, this is a pretty decent extension to the upside, but that was the first candle to break it slow, too. I wonder if we would have got filled out of curiosity. Oh, look at that. Oh, no. Not what I meant. This is a little modified, but I feel like if we try to go higher here and fail, I think we're going to get a little bit of a pullback. Hopefully we don't get faked out. tried. Like we got faked out. Maybe? Hmm? Oh, come on, man. It looks like it went through my order. Okay. It looked like the wick was through my order. I'm a little annoyed by that, to be honest. So in theory, if we tried higher and still came down after it faked out and never went up and made a new high, to me, we were gonna try lower. But I wanted to be above this key area, so it worked out. Just get so annoyed that we don't always get that fill right away. Over here on the side, see flatten, cancel orders. I just click them. I don't have a hotkey for it. Ooh. Ooh. Do it for science. The for science trade would have got smoked. For science trade is more of a like a base. You don't ever I don't ever like taking a for science trade after a big move. The big moves, you tend to get big recoveries or pullbacks or retraces or whatever you want to call them. Pullbacks. Like so. What an insane, what is going on? Like, if this somehow ends up at the highs, the amount of people they've trapped to the short side is insane. It's like, look at these big giant moves, right? Like, even this is a pretty big move considering how long it took us to get up there, and then you're gonna in 2 minutes we're right back down here. But if it still makes a higher low, just it's mind-boggling. Oh, Carnival's coming back down a little bit. I had a buddy that got into an $18 put. He sold a put on Carnival. And I didn't want to root against them, but I want to get in Carnival. But I can't get in Carnival all the way up here. It's just not in me. Yeah, breakouts are crap. Man, I can't wait until I'm to a point where I can like take 2 contracts and then just keep one. Right? Because I would literally, the last one, I would just previous candle the whole way down. A lot of times you'll get stopped on a fake out, but I mean, look at this. This move would have been insane. And part of me wants to try to get back in the other way now. Gotta stay above here though, because looking left, such a far stop though. Such a far stop. I'm gonna be so pissed here in a second. Again! Again! What is this? You gotta be fucking with me. Yeah, we're gonna pay the price on this one. Guys, like, give me a fucking break. 891. It literally went to 891. We just didn't get filled. What a fucking joke. Should have just hit the flatten button. Hopefully we get lucky here. I'm not feeling lucky, I'll tell you that. Can't even drag it. I'll take it. I'll take the luck. What a joke, man. Literally to the tick. What did it go to there? 890.75. We were at 891, right? Yeah, I was literally going to lower it a tick. I wonder if we would have got the fill. What a joke, man. Ah. It just gets annoying when it happens so often. Yeah, I mean, I was ready to hit the flatten button and be pissed off, but thankfully we got lucky. We did end up getting lucky. I didn't feel lucky, obviously, but it did come back up. We lowered our order. Like I was happy to get out of it. Wasn't going to be sad if it kept going higher. It's just annoying that we're not getting that initial fill. Like, do I need to just lower it? Like, is 15 ticks too many? Like, it looks like nothing in comparison to these candles, but it's like every effing time it comes within 1 or 2 ticks. How are you all doing today? Everybody green?
Shine bright up all night. We're never slowing down. Fall in love, drunk mistakes. We're bound to hit the ground. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. And we don't care about the bad nights. If for a second I can feel like this, make me feel like this.
Another V. V. V back down. V back up. V back down.
Young blood made of gold, a mind you can't control.
You know what's really funny? Ever since I got out of Riley, R-I-L-Y, that thing has went straight sideways. What a jerk. What a jerk that thing's been. I'm not at all saying it's because I got out of it, but it was kind of funny. Almost everything is green today, except for Charge Point. Start calling you Checkpoint again. Looked like we were going up, and now that thing's like, nah. It's gonna go down. Go way down. All right, I'm not really worried about those. Those are 2026 opportunities. Not looking to do anything short term with those. Those are literally lottery plays. The whole leap option thing's pretty cool. Especially when it works. Like JD, my break even on JD is 26 and we're at 27. Like, so I'm already above break even on that one. For now, right? I could obviously do whatever. Oxy, on the other hand, that one requires a little bit more. My break even on that one's 63.80. But once you're above break even, you can start taking out covered calls on them and actually start making some money, essentially bringing your average down even more. The idea is by 2026, I'll own the thing for free. So whatever I get out of it come 2026, I'll essentially, through premium, have already paid for it. That's the idea anyway. Speaking of JD, people looking like daily on that one. Actually, looks like it's basing and trying to make a move back up, and that's kind of what I'm hoping for. Learning the NFL. You got any questions? Or find anything fascinating? Have you picked a team? Don't tell me the Cowboys. I'll disown you. I'm just kidding. You can like the Cowboys. You could pick any NFC team. You can pick an AFC team. I don't really care. But I'm assuming you'll jump on board with the Cowboys. I mean, you do live in Texas, so you actually have a legit reason. The Texans? Yeah, that's true too. I didn't forget about the Texans, but I forgot about the Texans. Need to know what players do what? That's pretty easy. You just look at you could probably Google like an overall, like, or you could probably, let's just do football positions overhead. Yeah. Why is that? There we go. It's actually in the Wikipedia. So if you do one like this, right. Oh man. Open image in new tab. Bigger. Yeah, this Chrome, man, there it is. I was like, it's made it a little harder on me. Just find one like this, and it pretty much spells it out for you. It becomes, I don't want to say self-explanatory, but if you've watched the game, then you'll know what each of these people are doing. Like, do you have a specific question about like any of them? You know, I'm assuming you know quarterback, wide receiver, running back. Like, those are the main ones. But it really, it is actually funny, like how simple football is. It becomes a lot more complicated just because people make it more complicated. What was confusing? Just looking at the overall on the positions. Didn't mean to close that. Oh, okay, good. It's like I tell my kids, how do you get better at something? And the answer is you keep on trying. Keep on trying. You have no choice but to probably get better. A tutorial? No, not really. We didn't dive into it. I was asking Zishan if he had any specific questions. And the one that he kind of threw out there was like he needs to know what players do what. So that was kind of what I threw out there. We were just taking a look. Wait, what? This can't be real. Ah, did you see? Did you see, Justin, GDT? What the Ravens did? I just saw it. I didn't even see this. This happened yesterday? We're not going to use them though, right? I'd rather use Justice Hill. How did I not see this yesterday? I was kind of doing other stuff yesterday. I feel like it's more going to be a backup role. The tutorial on soccer. Oh, there he is. I hope Keaton comes back like healthy. I hope that. I mean, he landed so weird, but I just hope it doesn't affect his overall career, man, because he had a career ahead of him with that speed. Like, I hope it doesn't affect his speed. $53 players, yeah. When you really break it down, it's not that many. Like, start thinking like 11 on offense, 11 on defense. That's 22. Then you got your 11 on special teams, and then all your specialty people. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, could you imagine 53 on 53? That'd be pretty nuts. Still, it's much however you're trying to justify it. I mean, football's a harsh game, man. Getting hit over and over again, play after play. No, it's 53 total. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you can't have a backup for every position, you just can't. But that's kind of the whole point, is you got to finagle it down to the 53 best. So like you even want your backups to be the best. And that's the thing, like a lot of times you have a backup quarterback and a third string quarterback because you never know what's going to happen in a game, right? It's happened several times before where both quarterbacks, the starting quarterback and the backup quarterback, get hurt, and then who are you going to have quarterback? Nowadays though, you have a lot of position players that can quarterback, because they've probably been converted because the quarterback position is so saturated. Zishan, are you being funny or is that a serious question? Because that's a major problem in football. Has been for a very long time. Yeah. GDT, did you hear me about Melvin Gordon? I'm assuming you already knew. You usually know before I do. I just saw it. I didn't even know about it till just now. Al Pacino, which I remember watching that, but I don't remember. Any Given Sunday. Yeah, that's right. Couldn't remember the name of it. God damn. You fucking savage. I honestly would rather, like, do what you did with Keaton Mitchell, right? I agree. Because all you know what's going to happen. He's going to play perfectly fine. He's probably going to be great until playoffs. And then come playoffs, he's going to fucking fumble twice and cost us a game. You know it's going to happen. Like, I would rather sign some dude off a practice squad from across the pond that's just super fast. Yeah, no, I agree. It's going to be brutal because you know it's coming. Oh, it's going to be so frustrating. What team is Raven from? What do you mean Raven? Raven's the Baltimore Ravens. That is a team. That's the team that me and GDT are fans of. So how much the best player is getting in your football? Are you asking like how much the top player is getting paid? It's kind of a fluke. It's the shitty quarterback for Cleveland who's out for the season, Deshaun Watson. His deal was $220 million over how many years? Deshaun Watson's was 5 years, $230 million guaranteed, which was absurd. It's way more than anyone should have gotten, but the clowns, the Browns are clowns for giving him that contract. No one's even come close to that. I think 5 years. So yeah, it's about the same. Most quarterbacks are getting like high 100s, so like 170, 180 over 5 years, but it's also like incentive based, not just fully guaranteed. Big fan of Baltimore Ravens then? Yeah, get on board. They do have an elite quarterback now. I'm scared. I'm scared of the Browns now. Not really. But yeah, I got to say that because I love my boy Joe. Joe gave me a Super Bowl. Although so did Trent Dilfer. So, but Joe was actually the main reason we won the Super Bowl, unlike Trent. Trent was like the opposite of the reason of why we won. Pretty big move down here. For science? Ooh. I don't want to catch the falling knife. Literally the best defense of all time. There was no question about that. I mean, what was it? It was like the year I was born, I think, 85. The Bears, like, they compare them to them a lot, but whatever. I wasn't alive for that. Best defense I've ever seen. An NFL channel? Nah, I'm good. I don't really like following teams outside of the Ravens anymore. I used to follow everything when I was big into fantasy football, but not playing fantasy football anymore was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. That shit was so taxing. Broke his own pick 6 record. Yeah, I remember that. I didn't go to many games early on, but that Super Bowl year, I did go to a game. It was the Jacksonville game. And I'll never forget, that was back when Jimmy Smith, Mark Brunell, all them guys. And Jimmy Smith, no, it wasn't Jimmy Smith. Who was the punt returner then? It's like, was it Lawrence? Something. I think it was number like 87. Let me try to search it. Jacksonville Jaguars, punt returner, 2000. Not Reggie Barlow. What was his name? I'll know once I see it. Apparently Reggie Barlow is their top punt returner ever, but that's not who I'm looking for. Let's see, regular team stats. I would have wanted this to come down to the lows if I was going to play it, by the way. We're still too close to the middle. Roster. Oh no, this is their current team. Jacksonville Jaguars. Hamilton, dude, he's good. Roquan is amazing. I just wish he was a little faster. I bet you next year he comes back a little thinner. Some team. Yeah, roster. I'm going to know it once I see it. Fred Taylor was on that team too. That was it. Keenan McCardell. Wasn't he the one that was returning the punts then? It was definitely him. I don't know why I thought Lawrence. It was Keenan McCardell. He was 87, right? Yeah, so it was him. The game I went to, it was a super high scoring game, but he returned 2 punts that game for a touchdown. So it was such a back and forth game. I'll never forget that game. That was, yeah, Mark Brunell throwing the Jimmy Smith. Jimmy Smith was what, 82? Yes, no? Let's see if I click on his name, if it says it. I feel like I remember him being 82. I used to know everything about football. He was 82. I just see it here. I used to know everything and like everything. Like I knew all the players. I knew everything back then. And then I started playing fantasy. I still knew everything. And then I gave up on fantasy, and I don't know half the fuckers in the league now. I mean, like I knew everyone on defense. I knew everybody. Now I don't know shit. I just don't care. I care about the Ravens. I'm still a diehard Ravens fan, always have been. But I don't care to look. I'll keep tabs on everything going on in the league, like in the games themselves, and I'll watch highlights a lot. But I don't sit there and like try to watch every game and know everything about everything, like all the stats and stuff. I just don't do it anymore. It's just not. It's not worth my time. How much more before your account is live? So I need to see this equity number up here, 1243. It needs to get to 3,000. I wasn't planning on only taking 1, 2, 3 trades a day, but it's really all that's been presenting itself lately. So until we can get more trades. There's not much I can do about it. I mean, I could have taken a trade here. I think had the order out, but then I canceled it because the stop was so far away. Flowers Roy bet? What's a Roy bet? Oh, rookie of the year. Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, that dude is pretty insane. What's his last? Nakua, right? I mean, he is just putting up some numbers. And just the way that he catches the ball, man. Yeah, I don't think Flowers is going to get rookie of the year. I think Keaton Mitchell had a better chance, honestly. This is another opportunity where it feels like it's going to be a short for the downside. I also think we're in 10 tick territory now as well. I couldn't even get 15 clean over here. Just want to see what it looks like. I want to go down a little further. Yeah, I kind of like this trade. It's the bottom of this candle. 862.75. We're sitting at 861. Yeah, I like that. This is a continuation play. It's the same as earlier when I said we were going to come back, when we were going to try lower. I would expect if we break it and actually push, we're going to just push. At least to try the lows. I don't think we're just going to fake out here. That one, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Are you kidding me? That last little push to get us in and then just rip it higher? Fuck me. Fuck me. Wow. Fuck me. I was going to try to put the stop in, but I wanted to make sure. Maybe come down, just give us a chance to get out here. Talk about getting faked the F out. That was a for science trade. Pretty much to a T, but I was expecting the way the price action was going for us to move lower there. Gave that extra push just to get us in, just to rip it higher. Yeah, I'm not feeling this one at all. Feels like it's just going to try to base again. Yep. Well, that sucks. We're going to be red on the day now. Oh, stop in a decent place. Maybe a fake out that way now. Now that would be lucky. I'm going to go get a drink. I got my stop and my take profit in. Hopefully we get the right fill. Surprised we didn't get filled one way or the other. Although, yeah, I was gonna say. Oh, that sucks. Got fake the fuck out there. 50 on the Ravens to win Super Bowl. It's got a pretty good shot at it, I would say. That sucks, man. Literally, it didn't fill us, and then it gave that extra push, and then literally just fucking whipped up there. Well, that's what I get for assuming. Right? Instead of reacting, I assumed. That's my own fault. So annoying. Actually, makes me wonder when this account will renew. I really don't want to pay the full price. Next bill date, December 27th. Ugh. We might be gambling this account. Markets close. Are futures closed on the 25th? I don't know how that works with, like, I don't know how that works with futures. I don't know why that order was stopped, because it was part of the initial one. Yeah, I don't know how that works. It says it's closed on Christmas Day. Anyone but Stroud. Yeah. I kind of want to start pushing this account. I don't want to repay the higher price for this. You know what? I think I'm going to start trying the 2 contracts. But I don't know how to only put one out. I guess I could just try to click super fast. Was there some kind of news at 11? No. Just starting to pick up some volume, which is interesting. Reopen Christmas night, so it's like a Sunday. Okay. I just want to make sure I have time to pass it, or try to pass it. So I'll have Monday night, which I'm not going to trade. So I'll have Tuesday, but it says it bills again on the 27th. So I wonder if that would be my last day. It says December 27th. I don't know. I really don't want to pay another 40 bucks just to keep the account going. I'd rather just wing it and either pass it or wait for the 90% to come back. Same on New Year's. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I just didn't really know how it works. Later, man. Have a good day. With my way of trading, no, not really. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna try 2 contracts here. I'm gonna see if we can maybe press the issue of taking that first one off right away, and then trying to let the other one run, see what happens. That's just a dumb trade. I should have never taken that. I was literally just bored, and I took the trade. So, I mean, I deserve it. I assumed instead of reacting. So, it's on me. It's just something to take note of moving forward. Like right now, that wouldn't be a huge dent to the account overall, but it's annoying. But I did just randomly think that I do want to try to pass this eval before it clicks over. Yeah, you're not wrong. That was a concern I had in my own head, to be honest. So glad someone else even pointed it out. Well, yeah, I would definitely move it to break even right away. That was also my other thought. Like once I get filled, I can then just move it. For science trade, had a pretty obvious stop. Just like that. Go, baby. Go, baby. It's going to take it. Fuck it. Look at that. That was pretty good. It worked. That was such a big candle. I didn't want to like try to let it keep going. I should have. Because then if it shoots all the way back up and I try to use previous candle or break even, I'm losing out on all that money. The money, honey. Yeah, see, just like this. So if I try to use previous candle, I'm already back up to where I took it off. I mean, I could have got a little bit more, but... Same type of trade. I mean, I kind of forced it because we weren't really that extended, but it tried to go higher, failed, and I got in under the break of that candle. So it was the same trade. I just took 2 and then went right to break even. Okay, that wasn't that hard. It kind of flowed as well. F4 Market Edge, what's going on, man? First time? Welcome. Feel free to jump in if you have any questions or you just want to talk. Kind of what we're here doing. How are you? How was your day? How was your week? I might be getting a little spicy with how I'm trading. Just know that this may not... You picked a good time to join if you're looking for a little entertainment. I typically only trade 1 contract, but I'm trading 2 right now because I just realized that I'm coming up to the end of this evaluation and I'd rather push it and try to pass versus letting it rebill me. Man, but see, this is what I'm talking about. It did hang out down here. So now my stop would be above here and I could still be in this trailing it down. Ugh. This is the brutal part. Because look at how much more I could have made. Week is good. Today sucked. Dude, this market has been nuts just with the amount of fake outs. Are they going to fake this out again? Feels like they might. The trailing stop. Yeah, the trailing stop can be brutal. Especially if you're not trading with like tight knit stops. I've actually adjusted my strategy because of it. Because I was blowing too many accounts, just not really having a stop. So I eventually was like, you know what? I'm just gonna kind of play the game. So now I do not get into a trade that I don't have a stop on. This isn't extended enough. Didn't even go down to the fake out. Not yet. Alpine prefers this type of market? I mean, he prefers chops. I mean, he says he likes the chop because then say he shorted here, right? Or like shorted somewhere in here and it just runs against them. There's nothing he can do about it. But overall, we're kind of chopping, right? So it did come back into where he started the position. So as long as it doesn't just trend one way completely, like this morning, like if you scroll out, like he'd be screwed in something like this where it's just trending upwards. But if you're trading something that's just kind of going sideways, he might be wrong in that moment, but as long as it comes back to it at some point, aka chop, then he's fine. So I guess sort of. Drinking that eggnog? No, I don't like eggnog. I try it every year. I don't like it. I don't like the taste of it. I mean, overall, you would think since this morning, we keep getting rejected trying to go higher. Like we're making lower highs. So ultimately, I would feel like we're going to try lower at some point. I don't want to get too many lines on the chart, but start drawing like actual trend lines. Can kind of form this guy. Now keep in mind, all these lines are from higher time frames. None of those are from like today. And I mean, look at how well they get hit a lot of the times. Well, the drawdown kills a lot of people because a lot of people trade bigger size. Like a lot of people trade 5 contracts, you know, more like that. So it whipsaws a little pretty quickly for them. I don't know if that's the case for F4, but you'd have to let us know. Oh my, I just clicked the wrong button like 4 times in a row. I'm so annoyed. Getting pretty good at that. Green pre-market plus 850, then gave it all back and some. Well, yeah, see that's the big crap shoot about using the drawdown, because you get up, right? The drawdown goes up, but then you give it all back plus some. You didn't just lose 622 overall. Your drawdown, you lost 622 plus that 850. Yeah, that does suck. That is the one disadvantage. But again, when you're trading those bigger numbers, like it's just going to happen. The only way to get around it is to either use a bigger account or to just trade smaller size to make the drawdown not hit as much, which is kind of what I'm doing. I used to trade bigger size, and then I realized if I'm going to try to make this work, I needed to take a slower approach to it or get a bigger account. I chose the smaller size part. Now we're just kind of chopping again. But if you add a trailing stop, how come you ended red? What am I missing here? Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe he doesn't have a trailing stop. I mean, no one knows each other's trading plans here unless they tell us, so. the fact that he stopped out at all is a plus, right? So he's not talking about the trailing stop to Mimi. He's talking about the trailing drawdown, like on the account itself. This number here, this 2453. You start with 2,500. So like even for me today, I was up, what, 120 bucks or whatever. But then when I took that loss of $285, I gave back what I had in profit and more, right? So my drawdown was based off of when I was up $120. It doesn't adjust like as you win or lose. Yeah, he's talking about the drawdown, not a trailing stop on the trade itself. Are we going to see a big giant move to the downside when this breaks? A little bit of a fake out at the moment. Literally just use it as support. I just said how bad of a trade it is to assume that you're going to do that, and here I am again trying to do it. 5 minute, 1 minute. Renko? What is Renko? I feel like I've heard that before. Renko charts. Image. Oh, is that like a tick chart? I've seen people use that before. I never really knew how to use it. Easy Renko. Oh, jeez. And there's more than one. I'm not gonna lie, when there's multiples of like one thing, that's usually just a sign that it's probably not worth looking at. I'm not even saying that you're wrong or you shouldn't be looking at it, etc., but I try to stay away from stuff like that. I'm more of your just support resistance trend lines kind of guy. I've never tried any of the Renko family. They didn't even try to fake it out. They just used it as support. Just choppy at the moment. Not much we can do with this. Entries and short-term trend. Yeah. I mean, hey, there's thousands of ways to make money in the market, man. It's all about finding your edge. That's all it is. Anyone that tells you differently is just trying to sell you something, probably. Yeah. Started to get to that analysis paralysis kind of thing. How long you been trading for? I think I'm gonna stand up. It's about that time. What do you think? I totally forgot to tell you guys. So my buddy came over yesterday, one that lives in San Francisco. He's in town for Christmas. And we were doing a push-up contest because one of my other friends, he brought his kids and he was always bragging about how many push-ups he could do. So we had a little push-up contest. Now keep in mind, the last time I did push-ups was a while ago, like over 2 years ago. And I also weighed more. So I was like, man, I'd be lucky to do 20. And so I wasn't even planning on doing them. I was going to let them do their thing. Well, my one friend did like 31. The other one did like 40. And then the kid that's always bragging, he did 50. Now, some of them were hit or miss, you know, on the forum, etc. He was kind of doing these like CrossFit type push-ups where he was like doing waves. I don't know. Anyways, we were obviously still very impressive. He's 7. So they were like, go ahead, Tim, go ahead and do it. I was like, all right, why not? Like, I'm curious how many I can do, you know, since I lost the weight. I haven't done a push-up in over 2 years, at least, probably more like 3 years. And I get down, form's still there. I was actually worried about my wrist hurting because my wrists have, in the past when I used to do push-ups, like always started to hurt. They felt fine. Get done the first 10. I'm like, wow, I pumped right through those. That was kind of easy. And so I'm like, all right. So I keep going. 15. All right. 20. All right. I was like, how many did you do, Nick? He's like 31. I was like, all right. Like I'm sitting at 20. I'm like, I feel like I got this. Literally, I get to like 24 and I'm like, oh shit. Like, fuck. So I'm like at 24 and I'm like, oh, I could still do this. Like I was like, I could push through 7 more of these to at least tie them. 25. Oh, nope, I'm not making it. 26. Oh, crap. And then I was like, wait, 27 is my number. I can push at least one more. 27. And I push it out. Like, I mean, like, you know how like when you're maxing out, like that's what it took for me to get the 27. And I sat there for a second, went up in the air, took a breath, went down, I went down to try to do 28 and my arms just gave out. I was like, holy crap, 27. I was like, okay, that's better. It's better than I thought I could do. And then Nick's wife, she was like, all right, I'm going to go. And the confidence she had in her voice when she was like, all right, my turn. I was like, oh crap. She ended up doing 50. And like, I think she probably could have did more, but yeah, it was insane watching. I ended up coming in last with 27, which I thought was kind of respectable, especially considering I haven't done one in a very long time. My goal in life, that I even tell my kids this, I was like, throughout your life, when you're on the playground, always make sure you can do at least one pull-up. I was like, if you can do a pull-up, that means you can save your own life if you're ever put in that situation. For the entirety of my like 20s, and yeah, it was like 20, probably like 19 to 28, 29. Not a chance I would have been able to save myself. I always give the same scenario. Like imagine you're out hiking and you slip and fall and all of a sudden you're hanging off of a cliff, right? If you can do a pull-up, you could probably save yourself. If you can't do a pull-up, you're dead, right? So that's my thing. Like always make sure you can at least do one pull-up. So more so than push-ups, like I don't really care about push-ups, but I mean, they're a good workout. But my big thing is like, if I'm ever walking by somewhere and I'm like, all right, I'm curious if I could do a pull-up. And I'll tell you right now, even when I weighed 250 pounds, I was still strong enough to pull myself up. I could still I could actually do 2 pull-ups when I was 250. So, or just make sure you never go hiking. Never leave the house. Have you guys watched? So there's a new movie on Netflix. I just watched it yesterday. It's got Sandra Bullock in it. It was interesting. It's about like the end of the world kind of type stuff.
Hey, just had to stop home.
No. Gonna get me copyrighted. It's called
We're looking for Judy Hale.
Leave the World Behind. Pretty good. It's interesting. Yeah, we could. We'll see. I'll go to the bathroom. Be right back. I also didn't tell you guys I'm going to play laser tag tonight. So it's Nick's birthday, and he wanted to go play laser tag for his birthday. Imagine a bunch of almost 40-year-olds running around playing laser tag. I'm so excited. And then we're going out to Panda Express for dinner afterwards. It's literally like going back to high school with him. We used to go to the mall and eat Panda Express all the time. I'll tell you one thing, this is boring. F4, sorry, I totally didn't mean to dismiss you. 5 years? Nice. So we started trading around the same time. That was about when I started. August of 2018. I get carried away sometimes. You guys are such trading babies. Speak for yourself, man. Two 2008 before the crash. What happened? Why was it fun? You so old. You were around during the panic of 1907. Was it easier? Yeah, well, I'm sure all the algos weren't an issue then. About 37 back calls. Yeah, Tom's a little older than, or younger than me. Oh, we are trying to break that upper trend line. I don't really like trend lines, man. But I'm gonna keep it here in case we come back down into it, because then we'll see if it actually holds some weight. Fair value gap? Wow. Huh. Just looking for it to come back down and retest before trying higher. It's like that. Like that. I had my stop right here, so don't think I got in without a stop. You could clearly feel the price action trying to stall there. Just looking for the retest of that previous resistance it just broke through, and then it can do whatever it wants. That's all I was looking for. Had a clear stop just in case. That's my goal. Like, I feel like some trades are okay to take if I feel like I am getting a good read on the price action, as long as I have a stop. I can't get into a trade without having a stop when I'm dogs barking. Go chart in the Discord in the chart section. Oh, wow. Looks like something out of a movie. How do you read something like this? Like, what are you looking for? Let me blow it up so I can see it better. Wow, what is this? Is this like every order going through? This is very, very confusing to look at. Fucker, no bark. Explain fair value gap again, please. I don't think we fully got it yesterday. Get out of here. Skipping the last 2 years due to pandemic, so I'm 35 actually. Our immune system's only 35, or well, yours is. So far, the fair value gap. Here, let me zoom in and see if I can get it. See, I wouldn't really even see one. I mean, I guess you could say here. But then where's the bottom? There's no, like, you didn't get the top of a bottom candle. Right? That was the break of structure. You made the big candle up. The break of the candle's here, but then you didn't have the top of a bottom candle. The one that broke the high? Yeah, I don't see anything here. $11.36. All right, that's the candle that broke, right? So you're looking for the candle after that, the low, which is the break of it. That would be the top of the fair value gap, right? Or are you just using the bottom of that candle? I guess that's the part I don't get. $11.35, my chart. How is your chart different? But even so, like on the 11.35 candle, like you're still going higher. So you wouldn't use that candle, right? Still a fair value gap. I guess I just don't understand how to draw that one out. Same chart without indicate. So yeah, but how am I reading this chart F4 with or without the indicators? It looks interesting. Maybe Froggo can help. I mean, market is open tomorrow, yes. All right, Tom. I feel you, man. I'm about to get out of here and go get me some Chipotle. I said I wasn't going to, but I keep thinking about it. Whoa, 100. It says we have 102 people in here. Nice. The views actually went up decently, so maybe they're some real people. Lies. Tom's lying, or I am, or you, or Tamimi is saying that you can help. But, oh no, it's definitely not real. Whoever's messing with me, but it says on the thing that we're that high. I'm not saying that's how many people are really in here, but the views did go up, so that's interesting. We have more than 100 views, so that means something, I think. It says 112 at the moment. So there's more views than viewers. That's good. Earlier there was not. Keep going, Wrongbow. Keep going. Starting to maybe actually help. I just realized with all these trades, I'm going to have more editing to do. Maybe. Maybe. We'll never know unless they all start talking. I mean, we do have a lot more likes as well, so there is that. There's something to it. That beginner trading channel way back used to do it, and it did eventually bump up his real viewers. Is it delayed on your end? Is what delayed? I have no idea. I have no idea where these viewers are coming from. Viewers, like, I have no idea. It doesn't tell me any of that. All I have is a chart. Look. See if I can click the wrong button again somehow. Getting pretty good at it. So this is all I see. So this number, it fluctuates, but usually is the same. I see the chat rate, which I think helps, and then the views, and then average view duration, which that's always low, which is interesting. But I mean, this is the viewers, so it's like it's been kind of steady. But I mean, look at how they all just came in all at once. Like that's the fishy part. But why it goes up and down like this, I have no idea. You would think if it's bots or whatever, it would stay the same, right? Like, why would it constantly be connecting, reconnecting, etc.? I have no idea. You got me. Not my area of expertise at all. And F4, by the way, if you're wondering what we're talking about, it's we're pretty sure somebody's messing with me, as far as there's a lot more quote unquote viewers than there actually really is. But we have no idea who's doing it or why. And if you know, like, if you stick around, you'll get to know that it's definitely not me. Like, it's not what I'm about at all. I'm actually quite the opposite, which is a theory in itself, is that people know that I'm that way, and I despise people that do that kind of stuff, and they're doing it on purpose just to get at me. So I don't know. We'll see. So F4, you never explained to me how to read this chart. Like, is this just showing every tick? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Is there Renko on here? It's not even Renko on. Or wait, though. Wait, yeah, that's what you would be looking for. I don't even know if you could do that on here. Bruh. After Trading for Science found his wallet, I noticed the increase in views. Oh, that's funny. Renko bars are just a different way of looking at the market. It is the exact same data on your chart right now, displayed in a different format. Okay. I just didn't know if it's trying to show you, like, every because, like, I don't know what it's called, but there's one chart where it literally shows you, like, every order. So, like, you see the buy sell instead of, like, the actual price going up and down. If that makes sense. So you see all the buys and all the sells, kind of like Bookmap in a way, I guess. Preset fixed brick size that plot on your chart with the relation to price movement. The next bar only prints when the price movement exceeds the previous brick size. Okay, see, so yeah, okay. I kind of understand that. The benefit is reduced noise and it smooths out the price action on your chart. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. By the way, the link to the Discord is invalid in the video description? Really? Shouldn't be. Let me click it. Oh, in the Discord. It works for me. The one that it's AG6ZQZU just worked for me. Most traders are using time-based candles such as the 3-minute, 5-minute, 15-minute candlestick, right? Renko bars are not time-dependent. Renko bars are price-dependent only. Interesting. It is kind of interesting. I like it. Something to mess around with. So it would, in theory, show you... It would show you levels a little bit clearer as well. Especially like if you're chopping, you could literally just have one candle for a very long time. Invite no longer valid? Yeah, but F4 just said it worked for him. You're just clicking the link, or are you trying to copy paste it? I mean, I can get you another one. But if other people are saying it works, then it doesn't make sense why it would work for one and not the other. Zishan, did you check out the description, by the way? Just saying. You scroll down where it says support the channel. Just saying. Mamba? You mean maybe your Wi-Fi sucks? I mean, maybe he is the Mamba. Let me try for my mobile. All right, yeah. Let me know. Because if it doesn't, I'll get you another one for at least for now. But I'd be confused to why it doesn't work for you and does for someone else. I guess I'm thinking more about these Renko charts just sitting here. The only thing I don't think I'd like about them, because it is only based on the price, is over time, if you do go sideways for a while, you can see that on a chart. Where if you're only seeing when the price gets broken, you don't really see that. I mean, it looks like you can look down and see what time you're at. But like, say you go exactly sideways for like 10 minutes, like you wouldn't have a new candle. But on that chart, you wouldn't really know that you just went sideways for 10 minutes, unless you're sitting there actively watching it, I guess. It worked on your mobile? Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know 100% what to tell you, but maybe just try clicking it again on your computer. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna get out of here. I'll be back here tomorrow morning. Be here. I'll be here. You guys be here, and we'll do this again. It was fun today. Kind of up and down. Had that one bad trade where I tried to predict what was gonna happen. If we didn't take that trade and we took all the rest of these trades, we'd be up pretty nicely. What did we lose? Almost 300 on that one. So we almost would have been a $500 day if we made those two trades as well. But all right, I will see you guys tomorrow. Appreciate you being here. Do the like and the subscribe and all that stuff, and I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, peace out.